Being in my 50s now, I miss all of those firsts that were so precious when my kids were young. I remember being there when they spoke their first words, when they took their first steps and their first day of school. And those firsts, many of them, are almost distant from my memory now, and I miss that. That's why I enjoy taking in teenagers from all over the world. It's selfish, really. I don't do it because it's my job, and I don't do it only to help them. I do it for me, because of the way it makes me feel. I guess I'm addicted to those firsts. I thrive on being responsible for other people's firsts and for seeing those big bright eyes light up when America begins to unfold herself to someone who sees it for the first time and who has maybe only dreamed of it. Keeps me on my toes living here. So many things that I take for granted. I realize just how much I really do when I see the expressions on their faces. When I know there's a teenager on the other side of the world that's had a dream of coming here, I am going to have the honor and the privilege of introducing them to the greatest country on earth, and it's not something I take lightly. Taking in another part of the world is the most patriotic thing that we can do, and I get the privilege to have been among those who has deposited massive amounts of love and Southern hospitality to the earth. But bringing them to the South, oh my goodness, bringing them to the glorious, wonderful South is almost a cultural exchange in itself, aside from America, but especially to Appalachia. Knowing every opinion formed about my country from the day this promising teenager gets off the plane and into my car at the airport is under my influence. Sound heavy? Heck no, it's a blast. We want them to go back knowing that America is the best thing since sliced bread. It's amazing, wonderful, and packed full of promise. That gets to be my adventure with each and every one of these students that I host over and over again, and I continue to have these firsts every single year. Their first day of school, be prepared to hear about it over and over and over again. Their first high school game and finding out what team spirit really means. They don't have sports in their schools back home. The first time they ask you why every single person seems to have a pickup truck and why. And if you thought they asked a lot of questions about the pickup truck, wait till they see one of these. Be prepared for about a 30-minute discussion, and it can go down many roads. Just enjoy whichever one you happen upon. Here in the South, we love us some church. That's why it's always amusing the first time a student asks to attend a worship service with us, to see the look on their face. They don't do church like we do in other parts of the world, but when the students return home, they sure do miss it. The first time you pour them a glass of sweet tea and they look at you like you just gave them dessert first, then you get to explain to them, no, that's just how we drink here. Then there's always the biscuits and gravy, the fried chicken, and of course the cornbread that leaves them a little confused, but they always seem to come back and ask for second helpings. The first time they realize that although their state doesn't have an ocean, it has amazing waterways, and these have the added benefit of not letting you be eaten by sharks. When they first realized that all their city friends back home were so wrong when they told them there was absolutely nothing to do in the country. Their friends likely told them that walking around in the woods was eventually going to get old, and sitting on somebody's porch all day reading was not exactly what their idea of America was. They were really going to regret coming to the South. But if they were determined to waste a year of their life, their friends would be right there when they returned. Boy, were they wrong. But as they say, living well is the best revenge. And after all, bless their little hearts. Several of the ATV trails we have here in the Appalachian Mountains are some of the most coveted in all of the states. People travel from miles around just to spend weekends here. We really are blessed. Holidays are huge, and most of the countries don't celebrate Halloween. So the first time these kids get to carve a pumpkin, they are so excited. That excitement, however, is soon transferred over from the pumpkin to the turkey. The whole concept of Thanksgiving just fascinates them, and they love the food and can often pitch in some amazing holiday dishes of their own. And that's only the beginning of the firsts. Just wait till they start in on Nashville. What is this country music I've heard of? What's this bluegrass I've heard of? Is it all in Nashville? Do you have to go to Nashville to sing it? Is Nashville the capital of Tennessee? Why does country music sound so weird? It doesn't sound like other music. Where do you go meet the people and the artists that make it? Are they still alive? Is everything in Nashville? Who's this lady that I keep seeing signs of? And what's this Dollywood? Is she a big deal? Why do girls wear ball caps? Only guys wear them back home. And then this other funny hat. I don't know what it is, but I really like them. Somebody was telling me there's something coming to town called a rodeo. I used to ride a horse back home. Can I be in the rodeo too? It's kind of the same thing, right? Well, the questions are endless, but it's wonderful seeing it through their eyes for the first time. We tell our students that the seasons are going to unfold before their eyes in the short 10 months that they're here. Time absolutely flies, and it's over before you know it. But the one thing that we can take away from all of this wonderful and beautiful experience is that by doing what we do, we change the world. We change our country, we change our states, we change our counties, we change our cities, we change our homes, and we change our hearts. So I've only got one question for you. Why am I the only one having all the fun? You should do this too. The students that we host here in our tiny towns return to the world and to their countries with a positive opinion of America. First-hand experience, not arguments, of how America really is, the real story. America holds a special place in their heart, and that's carried on into their communities. Historically, our students have spoke up for America, for the better. That is a small part of how we build stronger diplomacy for our country across the world, right here from our little corner in the Appalachian Mountains.